Hey YouTube, thriftymestiza here. Welcome back to my channel if you're already a subscriber. And if you're new to my channel, I am documenting my own personal journey on becoming a full-time reseller on through online platforms. I particularly focus on Mercari and Poshmark. And this video is going to be a what sold video from May the 1st to May the 7th. So if that's the sort of content you enjoy, please consider subscribing to my channel. And I want to say thank you very much to those of you who are already subscribers. So this is my sales from May the 1st to May the 7th. And I'm going to show what sold. And I'm also going to tell you what my gross profits were and what my net profits were on each item. I think it's really important to take a look at both gross and net, especially net, because that's how much you're actually profiting versus just making your money back on the item that you purchased. So, you know, that you've got information on what it is that you're going to source for the future. So I have my notes down here, so I'll be looking down a little bit. But from the 1st to the 7th, I made a gross profit of $205. And then my net profit, when I take out the platform fees and when I take out the fees or the cost of the goods, my net profit was $113.48. And that is over a total of 5 sales on Poshmark and then 6 sales in Mercari. So a total of 11 sales over 7 days, which I'm pretty pleased with based on how many live listings I have for purchase. Because, you know, the more you have listed, the more you're going to sell. We'll go over what we sold on Poshmark first. The first thing I sold was a Tommy Bahama blue and black tunic. I think it was like a rayon or a rayon blend. It was really soft and it was really soft and really flowy. Very much the vibe here in Southern California, very much the vibe for Tommy Bahama. And I always pick up Tommy Bahama whenever I find it, just because even the simple things from Tommy Bahama have always sold well for me. So my gross profit on that was $20. And then when I take the cost of the actual item out, that was $5.89 was my true profit. So this I bought full price. This is before this is something I thrifted from my local Goodwill, and this was before I realized like their tag color of the day. So I ended up paying up for it. So, you know, I'm really glad that I made a good profit off of it. And, you know, I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there who are like, oh my gosh, I bought this one thing for $1 and I flipped it for like $650. You're not going to find that here. I sell a lot of bread and butter just because I like to turn things quickly, and that works well for my business model and what's available to me for sourcing practicality. I don't have a bins that, we have a bins here, but they sell a lot of things via auction to the public, like in pallet amounts. They have live auctions, so I don't typically source the bin. So my cost of goods, I try to usually stay in between $3 and $5. So the second thing I sold on Poshmark was a bar, I think it's bar 3, ribbed layered tank. My gross profit on that was $18 and my net profit on that was $6.98. This is something that I got through B&G Trading Company, so it was new with tags. But bar 3 is one of those, like, I think it's one of their in-house or like lower brands. Like, it's not a super high dollar amount, so even though it was new with tags, you still want to price it accordingly, because you normally, if they're getting half off, you know, when they buy it from Macy's or Nordstrom's or whatever it's carried, they're thinking, you know, typically on Poshmark, if it is new with tags, they're going to get it even lower. So I was just fine with that level of profit. The next one was something I actually from decluttering from my own home, just, you know, because we're in the middle of a pandemic with stay-at-home orders. And it was a hand-thrown pottery bowl, and it was blue, and it had the image of willows on it. And it was something I picked up at the thrift store. I can't remember how much I paid for it. I liked it, and it was something I was going to use to decorate my home. And as I was decluttering and sort of going through everything in my house, I thought I could let it go. So I sold it for $11. I had it up for 15 and I took a best offer of 11 and I was just fine with that. And so my ultimate profit was $8.05 and it made more room in my home for myself. The next thing I sold on Poshmark was a pair of toddler girls Nikes and they looked brand new. This is something that I got from my father-in-law. He is sort of in the swap meet circuit of people. And right now, there's no swap meet. So the vendors are sort of going in between each other in this area. So, and he knows they sell online. And so he gave them to me. So, it was free and that was awesome. So, and I ended up selling them for full asking price. I put them up for 18 and I sold them for full asking price, which was awesome. And they were super clean inside and out. And so my net profit ended up being $14.40. No complaints. Then my final sale on Poshmark was a pair of Citizens of Humanity army green cargo pants. And I took a best offer on these. We went back and forth for a little bit and we agreed on the price. The buyer and I agreed on the price of $32. And this was from the premier box that I got from B&G. So my average cost of items was a little bit over $10, but these were all new with tags and they were all items that had an MSRP of, I think it's like $70 and above. So I ended up making a net profit of $14.90. So the buyer was happy. I was happy. And I listed these and I sold them, I think like the next day, which, we all love that. So in total, my gross profit for Poshmark for that week was $99 and my net profit ended up being $50.22. Okay, so for Mercari, I sold a total of 6 things. Everything was clothing items, no household goods for Mercari. The first one I sold was a We the Free People neon sort of like muscle tee or muscle tank, and it had those really big armholes. It was great for, layering pieces. My gross profit on that was $18, and once I subtracted the costs associated with it, it was $10.90. So no complaints on that. Got that from a B&G box, and that's when they were running a 35% off coupon. So I think my cost of goods was a little less than $5 an item. The next one was another Free People We the Free racerback tank top. It was like in a off-white color, and it had like reverse stitching that was like in a dark gray color, so it like was contrasting. And that ended up selling for $20 with a net profit of $12.70. Both of these tank tops I took a best offer on. I think I either sent them an offer or they gave me an offer and we negotiated, and I was totally fine with that. The third one was another We the Free People. It was what they call the blue iris tank top, and it had this sort of rough, like really, really big ruffle on the bottom, so it was really flowy. And then that, I ended up taking a best offer for that. It was $21, and so my profit ended up being $13.60. And all of these, I mean, flipped within the first, 2 to 3 days of me listing them. So I'm definitely going to be considering purchasing the popular brand tier again through B&G, because that box is sold really quickly for me. And then I sold a Lane Bryant denim, like chambray fabric, but was a little bit on the heavier side, like tunic style blouse. And I thrifted this at my local Goodwill, and I got a great price on it. And it did have a little bit of snagging in one area, kind of like on the backside, maybe where someone sat like on a park bench or like leaned up against, something cement. And I did take a picture of it. I ended up taking a best offer on it for $14. And so my net profit on that was $8.86. And then I had purchased a box from bluelots.com, which is another sort of wholesale liquidation site where it connects business to business. And this was a box of clothing that were shelf pulls from Stitch Fix. And so it was a Collective Concepts blouse. I had it up, I think, for 20, and then I sent a best offer to a liker for 15, and they went ahead and they purchased it. And my net profit for that ended up being $6.30. And then the final item I sold on Mercari was again from a B&G box. It was a Free People We the Free off the shoulder top with like elastic, so you could wear it on the shoulders or off, plus it had extra straps. And I took a best offer on that for 18, and it sold for $10.90. So on Mercari for that week, my gross profits ended up being $106, and then my net profits ended up being $63.26. So I'm really pleased with these results as I go along on my own journey, just because, I'm turning items quickly. When I've listened to some of my favorite YouTubers, there's one that always says slow dime or fast nickel. So, you're going to have those slow dime products where the price is a little bit higher, but you're going to wait and it's not going to sell as fast, but you'll still make a high profit. And then you have those fast nickels where you're making $5, $6, $7 net on each of them. That way you can turn it around, a fast flip, so you can turn that money around and reinvest in your business. So I'm super pleased with where I was at. I mean, especially with everything going on in the world and limited sourcing. I really can't wait to go back out to my local Goodwills. But as we know, here in California, things are very slow to open. The state and its lawmakers are being very cautious. And for now, I'm just going to have to stick with online sourcing like everybody else. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, if you guys like this kind of content, if you like sourcing content, thrifting content, resellers content, what sold content, that's what this channel is about. And definitely once the thrift stores open up again, I will be thrifting, and I will be doing what I got, thrifting videos, haul videos. So please, again, consider subscribing to my channel and giving me a thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm here on YouTube. And I'll see you guys in my next video.